Welcome to the Freud's Angels weekly reading, bringing the collective guidance and understanding for this week's energy.
Remember, never give your power up to a reader or a reading. You always have the power of autonomy. Hey, angels, welcome to your weekly reading. We are reading from August 2nd through the 8th, I believe. Not really sure because the calendar that I have only goes up to July, but I'm pretty sure it's the 2nd through the 8th because God only knows.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yes.
The other one was August 1st. I remember that because
Yeah,
we had to say August for the first
Yeah.
one. And as in case you don't listen to this regularly, we record 2 at a time. So
Yes.
if you're confused, that is why.
So Vanessa, let's talk about the mermaids.
So I gotta say, the mermaids bring out a lot of the same cards over and over again, and I guess that makes sense. It's not necessarily like we have to see every single card in the deck, or else it's unfair. I mean, the energies are what they are, but it is interesting how some of the same cards keep coming out. And last week we had the gentleness card, who has come out a couple times recently. And today we have the solitude card yet again. And each time that these cards come out, if you don't listen regularly, you know that I often feel different things each time. So the last time that I pulled a solitude card, I may have felt something different than I do today. So that's what I love about oracle cards, is that there's interpretation. I don't, and shocker to everybody, don't love structure. So things that have structure and it has to be, here's the message that this card means, I struggle with it. So anyway, here we go. Solitude card today. What is this card telling us? So it's a lot of these cards are pretty dark cards in terms of the colors. And this is no different. This is a mermaid sitting. She's got her knees to her chest. She's on a rock. The water is dark and kind of murky. The night is dark. There's clouds. You can see that. There's a little bit of rays, I'm guessing, of moonlight that are coming through. But the solitude card has lots of different possible meanings, right? If you pull this card, sometimes you can feel this means I have been in solitude for too long. Sometimes you can pull this card and it can be, oh, I feel that. I feel like I would like some more solitude. And so I'm seeing that sign. Right now, my feeling when I get at it is, what are you doing in solitude? And as I got that message, I was like, is that for me? Because when I sit down, the intention is for the collective. So it is not just for me, but I am part of the collective. So, if the shoe fits, lace it up.
Yeah, right.
Because solitude is a great thing sometimes. We know that. We talk about the cocoon. I love the cocoon. I live for being in the cocoon and coming back out as a butterfly, the next version. My name literally means goddess of butterflies. Like, I am so into the cocooning and the solitude as an evolutionary point in many times in your life. But that doesn't mean that in solitude we're always doing our best things for ourselves. And that's why I think this is coming out right now, because I do think that right now, globally, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of solitude that we get forced into simply because we're working a lot or there's just not a lot of resources that you have in order to do things that it feels like would be outside of solitude. But what are we doing inside that solitude really matters. If I see myself when I'm alone as unworthy, and that's why I'm alone, if I see the world as scary and that's why I'm in solitude, if I am so overwhelmed and I have no tools to deal with it and that's why I'm in solitude, then when I'm in there, when I'm in my cocoon, when I'm in my hermit mode, I might not be doing anything that helps me out, right? Like, and when I say helps me out, I don't mean the opposite of solitude, meaning being super social, but just like being out of whatever put me there. Am I wanting to evolve that? Most of the time, yes, especially if it is something that feels like it's a pain point. We do want to be out of it. So how can we get out of it though, Vanessa, you may ask? Right? Like, okay, sounds great. What am I doing in solitude? What am I doing here? What is my purpose for being in solitude, and am I working toward it? Yeah, I really just have to sit and be in the intentional part of solitude, I believe, in order to just find the answer. We tend to make ourselves busy even when we're alone, and we don't have the opportunity to hear what we need to hear. So one of the jokes that I made this week, and I make all the time, is about the Buddha. Because when I learned the story of this dude leaving his family to go find enlightenment, I was like, well, yeah, if everybody could just shirk their responsibilities and go sit by themselves for a while, you know what I mean? Like, I can't detach like that. So what do I do? But the whole point of that, and most of these things that we hear about that we've started to adopt and follow, came from solitude. Because when you are alone, it's just you and source. And when you quiet everything, you can hear what you're supposed to hear. But you have to do that intentionally. And so that's bringing that back around to, what am I doing in solitude? Am I just elongating it because I want to? Cool, it's fine. You can do whatever you want. But if you went into solitude, if you went into being alone and cocooning with purpose, then we're asking ourselves, as we're in there, am I supporting my purpose? Am I receiving? Am I in receiving mode right now? Because that is what I told myself I wanted to do, which was, cocoon up for a while, get some new ideas, or get some relief, and then make a new choice, or whatever it is. Am I doing that? Am I listening? Am I connecting to source energy while I'm doing this? Or am I just going to come out when I'm tired of being out and not have evolved the way that I intended to go in for evolution? So there you go. Lots of sentences. There is no nice quick, I don't have a nice quick, like, in summation, here's what the solitude card is coming to say.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, there were no nutshells. This is a mouthful.
Yes. So I also have a way that you could, work with solitude, because solitude, we can surrender worry. And
this sounds like our pregame.
Yes, this sounds a lot like what we were talking about earlier.
For us right now.
So I'll read this. This feels a little bit like overglossing, but I do believe it applies. Make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart. Have faith that spirit is guiding you always. Yes, and okay, because it's not always that simple. Because I know I experienced last week moments where my anxiety didn't fucking care whether I was breathing it out or not. It had a lot to say, and it had a lot to, and so I needed different things to help me release the worries. Now, does it get easier the more I practice it? Yes, but in the beginning, it's not always that simple. So please don't think that if it's harder for you, it's not possible. It is possible. But again, I feel like you talking about solitude, man. I feel like personally, I've been being placed into solitude to work the shit out, to work the worry out, to reconnect to the idea of I'm always supported. I'm always divinely guided. I'm always here. Like, that's been a pretty big theme, right, going on.
Yeah. Well, and in our pregame, we talked also about how worried we were in our quiet, about this. It's not okay. It's not okay. I'm cocooning. I'm away from everybody. I'm not doing anything. I'm away from my tasks. Right? Like, what does this mean? And, just kind of generally freaking out about it, about saying, like, I have space and I have time and I have the ability to do things, but like, I'm worried that this time and this space means something negative, or my lack of desire to do anything in my solitude makes me feel worried that I'm going to stay like this, or that I'm going to ruin my life, or that I'm going to drop 100 balls instead of the 5 that I've decided to drop. Like there's a lot of worry that can come from
being in solitude.
Exactly. And so
allowing
I
everything
actually
to
do
catch
love
up.
that. That's why you said, when you said them, I was like, oh, we literally just talked about this for like an hour and a half. So yes,
Yes.
I feel this for us.
Yes. 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 And and I think too is that, here's the thing, is that that's why most of us avoid being in solitude. We want constant distraction, disassociation, because it's very hard for all those things to show up. But it is possible to listen, to be in that space with them. Having worries is just, there's tapes. There are things in your brain, in your body, that are replaying over and over again, thoughts, beliefs, mental tapes. And when we get in touch with some of them, it gives us an opportunity to create contrast for them, right? I swear, like, I was going out to lunch with a friend, and I swear to God, they were gonna have an intervention with me because I did something wrong. There was no reason for this thought. There was no actual thing that was happening that would cause me to think this. But apparently that tape just decided to just start to infiltrate and just send me into like this panic mode of like, I did something wrong. I said something wrong. I hurt their feelings. You're going to have an intervention. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? But at the same
that was
time,
a creative story, brain.
I'm like, wow, where did that come from? But I also know that it was just, it needed the reassurance. It needed the idea of, oh, there is something, there is a cellular memory, there is a trauma that's playing a tape inside of me that is just going around in circles, and it's asking to be tended to. And so I just reassured. I said, okay, I understand our fear. And you know what? If that does happen, which in my adult brain, I was like, it's never going to happen. But for that part of me, for that tape, it was real. It was so viscerally real that was going to happen. And so I said, if that even starts to happen, we will get up and walk out. I promise. I promise I'll take care of us. I will protect us. I will take care of us and not let somebody, this happen, right? I had to reassure myself that I would tend to myself in a way that was supportive, that I would protect myself. And so, of course, I went. Of course, there was no fucking intervention. And, but it was like, it showed me where, oh my gosh, there's a part that is worried sick about this. And it doesn't matter whether the worries are rational or not. To that part, to that energy, to that belief, that was valid. That was valid.
Well, because it was a technical possibility. And that's what a lot of people don't understand about anxiety is like, probability doesn't have shit to do with like the fact that it could happen. Yes. Like you cannot gaslight something away and say that is impossible. There's no such thing. It's not impossible. It's totally possible. I have to know why it's impossible for me though. So that's the work that I end up having to do in those anxiety moments of being like,
yeah.
Okay,
and also
listen, for you, it's not probable, but we still need an answer, or else the anxiety is going to be there because it knows it's possible.
Yeah. And so when, and I think that's a sign too, is like, how do you respond to when those feelings or thoughts come up? Are you a person that gaslights yourself and says, what the fuck? No, it's not going to happen, whatever. Or do you understand that it is for itself, for the thought, for the energy, for whatever's happening? It is valid. It is possible. It is real, as if it's going to happen. And so the more that we can say, yeah, I hear, that would be really fucking scary. Absolutely, we don't want that to happen. However, I'm aware of your fear, and if something happens that feels threatening, I absolutely will make my excuse and leave. I promise I'll protect, because that's what that part needs. It needs to know that I'm aware of its fear, and I will do everything I can to prevent that from happening. Mm-hmm. And that's all. And it doesn't say that it went away, but on the ride home from lunch, I was like, I checked back in. I was like, was it okay? Did you see that there was no, yes. And like, and it just wasn't activated anymore. Right. That's the whole premise of, and if we transfer that outside of us, right. And we see someone else, and a friend is saying to you that they have a fear that this will happen. And you're like, that's not going to happen. They love you. Why would that ever happen? Like, are we doing that to other people too? Mm-hmm. In a sense of, and if we are, that's a good sign that we're probably doing it to ourselves as well. So
yeah, that's our knee-jerk reaction.
Right.
Probably
So,
what our belief system is.
so where are we just entertaining what they're saying? We convincing somebody it's not true is not the work of support. The work of support is saying, "Ooh, that feels like it's really scary or really fearful. Like, are you okay? How can I support you in feeling this way and working through it?" Like when we allow people to know their truth and know what they're feeling and give them space to work it out, it's less like we're telling them that they're wrong,
Yeah.
that their fear is wrong. And
Yeah,
we
or that right now I have to be part of the solving. So as you were
yeah,
saying that, I was like, what do I say? Right? Like,
yeah,
I'm sitting here and most of the time I'm just like, yeah, that would suck. I hope it doesn't happen. I mean, that literally and truly, I'm like, I'm just like a super validator of like, well, yeah, I mean, of course that would suck. I hope it doesn't happen though, right?
yeah,
Throwing some positive energy at it of being like, get out of here.
yeah,
Like, we know that you could be here, but like, we don't want you here.
yeah. And and also too is that the more, like we said, this was it last, I don't even know when we said this, but what resists persists.
Mhm.
So if we constantly refuse the validity of thoughts, feelings in our space, it's not that we need to feed into them and go into fear and start to continue, like, create a nervous system response. But if we kind of are in the aspect of, like, I validated how I felt, yes, but I didn't sit with her in that fear. I said, okay, what plan, what fail safe do we need in order to continue on and do it and enjoy it, right? So she needed to feel she was going to be protected, that I wouldn't let us have experience that. That's what I needed. That's what I needed to support myself. And so I did. And it's less about sitting in it and owning it and being in it, and more about witnessing it and allowing it to be possible, but also reassuring that your awareness now that it's afraid of an intervention, I can take action to prevent that from happening, or to shift the energy when that's happening, right? So that's self-support. And I know that's really hard for people to feel, because sometimes when you're in anxiety or worry, it's like, yeah, forget it. It's really hard to come out of it. But it takes practice. The more we practice, the more we can go into it.
In certain situations, that's the first time that's happening. It's not
Yeah.
gonna, these aren't magic wands that make it like, oh, in 10 seconds or less. Like,
Yes.
I mean, it's certain situations are going to be more challenging. Like this week
We've
has
been
been
through
very, very challenging for me, and I have tons of skills, and I have been through so many things, and it was reminiscent. I mean, I definitely said it to my own therapist. This feels almost like it felt when I was my super anxious self, like that, when that was my only identity. And
Yeah.
I do not love that. Like, that is
Yeah.
not making me really happy, but it's because I'm up against some things that are not normal for me. So my default anxiety system didn't go away. I just I gave myself another option for the last 7 years that felt better, and practiced it really well. But yeah, some things, you see it a tinge of whatever it is coming back. But it's like you said, you just apply some tools, and in my case, I'm gonna get some more just in case, because this has potential to hang around for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love to have, like, I would rather have more tools than ones that I don't use than to not. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's nothing is going to be a fail safe. Oh God, it's going to happen real fast. But yeah, that practice is what we need to do. We need to be able to do that so that we're better versed in being able to handle the things that come along, even the foreign things that come along.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't, I mean, if we could do things in 10 seconds or less, we'd both be out of, like, work. Like, we wouldn't have work if this actually, there's a reason,
Which would
like,
be fine. I'll paint
yeah,
seashells or whatever.
yeah,
It's fine. If
right.
everybody could just not and be
Have
okay,
mental,
I would
yeah,
love
mental
that.
anxiety. Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. But, I think too is, like, I mean, we're pretty seasoned. We're pretty seasoned. I mean, Vanessa kind of is a therapist. So she does this for others, and I do it in my own way, but not in that direct relationship. But at the same time, like, we both still experience activation. And so having the tools and doing the work is not about not ever experiencing it again. It's just coming to the understanding of knowing and creating that witness space of knowing when things are happening so we can witness it versus being directly in it. And yeah, And even after that, though, I had a panic attack. So it wasn't like, and it wasn't just about that. It was about many other things. I mean, it seemed like everything happened, last weekend. But it's also about just having the tools, knowing, having the resources, but it's also about knowing that it can change. Anxiety can shift. It is the storm. When you're in it, it feels like it's your whole life and it's never going to end, but it will. And the more that, like you said, Vanessa, the more it's better to have too many tools and that rather than not having the one that might work. And so, yeah,
I imagine like in all the like, usually heist movies. I love heist movies. But when they like you go into the secret back room and they open it up and there's like the arsenal of weapons.
Yeah.
That's what I am always seeking to do. Like put some of those really cool weapons that are like I got my special room for those too.
Yes, absolutely. And so, what happens when we're in solitude? We may experience worry, or we're working with worry, and we can kind of understand where we're afraid. Well, we become better manifestors because our numerology card is number 8, which is manifestation, right? You can take that in so many different ways. Like, does the worry, does the worry cause us, it's just, we bring in the idea, the worry is the static, right? And so when we have solitude and the worry shows up, it's like, oh, this is why I haven't been moving forward in this direction. Or this is the fear that's coming up with the idea of what I want to do. This is like, I'm trying to create a situation that fits, but yet I really don't want that because I've had time to sit and think about it. And so we can understand our manifestations. We can really be clear about them. And we can also see where, I've been worried this will happen. And so I've been hyper-focused on it. And it happened because I manifested it because I'm that good at it. And so it's like, oh, got it.
Yeah.
This like, oh, got it. And so, and also too, is that it also gives us the idea of, oh, I need to refine this manifestation. I need to add this one piece of information to, it brings me back to a friend who was trying to manifest their perfect apartment, right? And they wrote it all down of what they looked like, what they felt in it, how it appeared, the size of it. And I kid you not, he's like, dude, I walked into my friend's house and they had what I fucking wrote. And he's like, I manifested it for somebody else. And I'm like, yeah, because there was a piece missing and we don't know that until we experience it. Right. He's like, yeah, I needed to say for me.
Right. Yeah. Like, I don't want to just see this cool thing. I want to have it. I want to live in it.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny how that happens sometimes where you're just like, oh, or you get like some of it and you're like, oh, I forgot the rest. I mean, because we do forget that. But I love that the manifestation card came out because I personally, very, very selfishly love that for myself. Because I do feel like this is what this period of solitude is happening for me, because I'm so used to manifesting, right? Consciously manifesting, saying, what do you want? Go get it. And I get everything I want. I know that I do. I look back and I'm like, even when I didn't get what I wanted on the surface, I got what I wanted underneath. I just didn't know what I wanted underneath. And that was how I learned that. What I learned was, hey man, you manifested your safety, which is what you were looking for, but that wasn't even going to be your safety. You thought it was safety with your brain, but you got what you wanted. It just didn't look the same. And so I've been thinking about that while I've been just chilling, because I'm like, I don't know what's next. And that never happens. I've always not been where I needed to be, or where I've never been comfortable. Like comfortable. I've been complacent before, but I've not been comfortable. And it's very weird not to be like striving and manifesting and being, what's next? What's my next big thing? And I mean, my ego has had to think about like, do you feel weird that you're not showing people that you're doing stuff because everybody's so used to being wowed by you? Like, what's happening, Libra energy? Like, are you feeling not sparkly in the spotlight? Like, what is happening right now? But it is me being by myself in as many moments as I can to really sit with if I'm worried about things and if I'm not, but also my relationship with that solitude. Am I worried that I will stop manifesting?
Yeah.
Am I worried that manifestation is an active project right? And or is it really a very aligned action that you wait for? And it was like, blah, like what? And then that's what I heard, but when it came out, it's just like, manifestation isn't always, I have an idea and I go get it, girl. Sometimes it is, life is so good. Ooh, what's that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited to experience that now that I think about it, because I have been doing it the survival way. I've needed to do it the survival way. And it's very nice to be in a place where I could actually not.
Yeah.
Shazam.
Yeah. Oh God. Yes. Yes. Oh. Okay. Well, moving on. Yeah, because
all my worries are gone, everyone. Just kidding.
Yeah.
A lot that did unlock a lot of just being like, wow, okay. What are you actually worried about?
Yeah.
That all of a sudden life stops because you stop forcing it or running toward it. Oh,
well, but that's also a belief we've run with for our whole fucking lives. Like how it's hard to just turn that switch off sometimes. And so when it shows up, it's like, oh, okay, we're in old patterns again, which let's do the money card and let's come back to the patterns thing.
Okay.
So our money card this week is I deserve to feel good about money. It's so true. And I am learning. So another thing too is I had this moment talking about money, and then we'll go back to patterns. I had this moment the other day that I was putting on some essential oils, and I had this vision that happened to me where I went all the way back to where money is grown, the fibers that were grown in the earth, to the idea of it being harvested, to the idea of the people that harvested it, to the idea of the creating of the paper or the fabric, because it's actually linen, to the ink that was created to print on them, and then the machines that create them. And I went through the whole process, and I went to this space of just gratitude of every person, every item, every the plants and whatever that created the money. And I had this massive journey with money, and it was just having that gratitude and seeing it as, just being grateful for the process of creating it. And it's it isn't born as money. And I think too, that's also a very big metaphor for girl, you want this, but it has to develop, it has to go through process in order to create, to be there. And so just because we want to be somewhere or do something doesn't mean it's always okay, and it's done, because
it would be horribly disorienting though. I mean, that was something that I had to learn when I was, not getting what I wanted. Shocker. Spoiled syndrome from being a good professor. Why isn't it happening right now? So then, as usual, when I start to freak out about things like that, I go right back to the basics. I start listening to Abraham Hicks. I start, you know what I mean? I just start going backwards and being like, okay, you got to remember how it works. You just got to remember how it works. And man, I mean, that's when they said it, which I've heard a million times before. If you got everything you wanted when you wanted it, that would be horrifyingly overwhelming, actually. It would be a mess. And I think about that, especially with an ADHD brain, and I'm like, that is true, especially of my brain, because my brain wants 1,000 things a day, right? It has a million ideas. That'd be amazing. It can't be here right now, right? If every time I said that would be amazing to have and it showed up in front of me, my life would be even messier than I could imagine, right? And so there are things that need to be birthed because they give us an opportunity to continue practicing the frequency to know if we really want it or if it was a fleeting moment, because we have a lot more fleeting moments than we actually realize.
Yes. To be discerning of, do we really want it, or are we just wanting it in the moment because it felt good?
Yeah. I like that feeling. I want to have more of that feeling, and I'm attaching it to that thing. But it might not be that thing. It was just excitement about newness.
Yes, exactly. So, all right, let's talk about patterns. So, let's talk about the nodes, the North and the South node. They just, last week I said they changed signs. They went into Aquarius and Leo, and that is very true. Think about North node and Aquarius is the idea, North node is pulling us to our future, right? Aquarius is about community. It is about the collective. It is about the life we're kind of meant to build, and how we are in the community. In our community, it doesn't have to be massive community, hundreds of people. It could be just the 5 that you have. It doesn't have to be a grand scale. It can just be, who are you to your friends? Who are you to the people that come to you for the services that you have? It also is giving us a space of evolving about who are we? Because if you think of the South Node, it's in Leo, we're being asked to release those outdated patterns, the behaviors, the ego patterns, the old identities, the need for validation, and all the humanness, like earthly 3D shit that we get stuck in. We get stuck in, like, I remember back when I first was here and I was in this healer identity, and that was what I was, and that was who I was. And I was so stuck there that I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't not be that. I couldn't see myself as another thing. And I had to define myself because I was stuck. My ego was stuck there because that's where I felt I had value, right? That was my worthiness, my enoughness, all the conversations. And so as I've done my journey and evolved, and grown and healed and loved myself and had realizations, I'm coming back not as I'm being the healer, but I'm a person. I have skills and I have knowledge and I have connection to wisdom, and I want to share it with people, not because I have an identity, but because I know that I have this to help my community. And so some of that is difficult when we're stuck to identities, when we're stuck to that one thing that we think we are, but we are many things. We are facets of one thing. And so, I think that we have to just really be aware of where we're shifting in that. And I think too is also where are we, how do I say this? Where are we clinging to something because we're afraid if we're not that, we don't belong in communities?
Oof.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is this like
identity, right? Like it's
Yeah.
identity for sure.
And also, when we're looking at Aquarius and Leo, see where they are in your houses, and know that may be something that's being highlighted. And so, but like I love teaching. I love facilitating. I love leading people through a process. I love leading them through knowledge and wisdom, taking them through a journey, meditation, I love doing that. That has been such a big thing for me. And I love doing it. And then, once the classes were over, there was a group that wanted to continue to meet because we were so supportive and so fucking connected that we were like, let's continue to meet. And then I had this process of uneasiness, learning how to be part of the group and not the one that led the group. And so, because my identity as the facilitator, as the teacher, as the leader was so like, that was my worth. I put all of my worth in being that. And I went into this group and I'm like, I don't know how to be part of it. I feel like I have nothing to offer. I feel like I don't fit, right? Because I'm not bringing the wisdom and the knowledge. And it's not that I didn't think everybody there is wonderful. They're beautiful. They have so much wisdom and knowledge. It had nothing to do with them and everything to do with my role. And so I got stuck in that. And so I struggled, and I think I still struggle because I don't want to show up as a teacher because I want to practice being part of it. And so then I hold back my wisdom and my thoughts when people are sharing, and they want insight, or they want, what do you think about it? What do you think about that? Oh my God. And then I feel like I'm not being present in the group because I'm not allowing that to show up. And so there's this
these opposite ends of the spectrum. I'm trying to find the gray area. I don't know how to find the gray area or be the gray area. And I feel like I'm the opposite. I'm everything, and so I don't want to be anything, and it makes it really, really difficult. Like it's so hard. I'm just like, but I am all of the things, and I belong in all of the communities, and so I don't want to be in just one. But then it makes me not go in any of them because I'm like, oh, there's going to be so much commitment in each community, right?
Yep. Yes. And so, because if you think about the nodes, the North Node is pulling us to our future. The South Node is about the past. It's about letting go of what was there. And so, as I go into building more community, how do I look at it as, how do I be a part of it, but yet be a person who's contributing to the good wellness of community, but not get stuck in that teacher role that I can't be human too. And the other thing too is that, I know Aquarius is bringing us towards collective, towards community, but also I think with that, and for Gemini risings, especially because Saturn is sitting in our friendships and groups, I feel we're being asked to let go of community, of certain communities where we are not, it's not that they're wrong or bad, but that we are evolving our outlook or our energies beyond them, and that we're expanding in a different direction. And so it's not that we don't want to be part of that, but it is in our main community. I'm having struggle with that too currently, because I feel like it's not that I'm not aligned, but I feel like it's not connected to the direction that I'm heading energetically. And so that's really difficult because we become secure in communities. And so we don't want to venture out the place where we've had so much security and felt so good in. And it's like, oh God, why is it so hard to evolve as a human?
And I feel like as you're sitting here thinking about it, and I was just like community, and the things that I resist, right? Like, because I do resist feeling like I'm claimed by a community, or many of them, because I don't want to be pigeonholed, right? Like, I do feel that way. I feel like sometimes that even happens from my appearance, as people are like, oh, that's the kind of person you are, and then I'm not that kind of person, but it's just my outward appearance. But as you were talking, I was thinking about how I'm like, it is a little bit of the opposite for me, where like I finally remember, or not finally, I finally have access to my familiar community, which I have not. So when having been away for the last 7 years from, and it's like hockey's my identity, but it's a major part of my identity.
Yeah.
I leaned really hard into spiritual community because that was what was available to me. And it wasn't the same. It just was not the same. And like whether or not it's because it's too soft. Yeah, the hockey community is not. I don't know what it was. But that's what I'm discovering is happening for me now. As you were talking about it, I was like, right? Like I'm gonna start helping out with this girls' clinic. Actually, this other thing hasn't been announced, so I can't talk about it, but I just signed up to be on a committee to do something really, really, really freaking cool that I am stoked about. And it's centered around hockey, which is a major thing that I love in my life and had been without. That's the community that's the easiest for me to be in. Every place that I've ever moved where I could play, those are the only friends I have. Really, like, like friends from Florida, a couple that I worked with, and a bunch of people I played hockey with.
Yeah.
Because that is a community I feel really comfortable in. And that's coming back around. That's something that I'm leaning more into. And it is a little bit foreign for me. I will say this, that I'm a little bit like, oh God, I forgot what it's like, truly, because it's something few and far between now. Now it's when I go on a tournament or when I go to Jersey every year is when I'm around that community. So yeah, I can see that. I can see that as being future again, but in a different way. Like I can see my role being very different here than it was and is in other places. But then also, when you said the past being the Leo energy, I was like, it cannot be more obvious to me. Like I'm actively trying to not be seen anymore, which is the Leo energy, right? Like, look at me, man. I shine and I deserve your attention because I am awesome. And I will also give you that same shine. I'm championing for you to be a badass too. It's not just about me, but it's about me a lot. Right? Like that Leo energy is uncomfortable for me, but I can see how, at least in my career and in the way that I've shown up in the world, there has been an aspect of that eyes on me being really important. And now really wanting it to be gone. I don't want to disappear. Like, we don't need to be worried about me, but I kind of do.
Well, you shut down your
low key for a while.
Yeah, you shut down your business page on Insta or Facebook, and like you shut down an Instagram account.
I don't know. My website is such garbage right now because I don't know what to do with it. Everything is like, but I still love the work. And I still love where I might be going, but I am also open. And this is something that you said before, and I feel like it was really important, and I want to highlight it for other people. Like, there is an opportunity to be open to what it means differently, whatever it means differently. And that was something that I've been contemplating a lot. I love my work. We know this. I've had 11 years I've been doing this and ramping it up and really getting it good. And I've thought like, oh my God, what if this isn't it? What if this isn't my forever? Could it be my forever? And there was part of me that was like, it can't be your forever. You can't do it the way you're doing it right now forever. It's not actually what you want. And I was like I started to panic. And that's where I had to slow myself and allow and say, that's okay. What you're asking for is what else is there as an add-on. We don't need to drastically, like we were talking about before, the manifestation of like, it goes right from here to there and disorient myself. That is not what you need to do. But if you're recognizing this, that means that you can allow other things to become possible. And that is it. You do not have to run toward anything. You do not have to hurry up because you're in a good place, but that openness of what does that look like? And you were right also about sometimes community leads you there. And I have thought multiple times about, I wonder what all this is going to bring to me, all of this coming into the community here and meeting different people and common interests and building things together that I really care about. Where that will take me, I still don't know. It could take me in a left field somewhere, but I'm willing to go and check it out because I'm not so scared that it's going to threaten anything. I don't believe that things can be threatened, but that's a whole belief system that's coming out of even just this conversation about the energies, right? That are naturally coming in, and they're not always going to come in and be like super horrifyingly disruptive, right? But you might see those things start to happen, and that can be really beautiful. And I am excited about it now that I think about it. I'm like, okay, I don't need to figure anything out. I just need to follow it. All this shit came up. You got excited about it. You signed up. Do it. See what happens. You don't have to do anything else.
Yeah. And while you were saying that, I had this realization in my brain. It was just like, oh, it's a great opportunity for me. So when I go into groups, I am always the one bringing the knowledge, bringing the wisdom. That is my value in groups, right? Is to lead it, to be it. But can I enter a group as a novice? Can I enter a group and be open and not feel like I don't belong because I'm not offering something in that group? Oh God, here we go. So thanks, Aquarius and Leo.
Yeah, thanks. Stupid ass reading that was for other people.
Didn't want to have this moment, but here it is. But at the same time, I do know that it's important, because it's important for me to realize that I can show up anywhere. And just because I don't have something to offer and I'm wanting to learn, doesn't mean that I'm still not a valuable member, or that I'm still like that. I have to let my confidence ride on whether I can contribute or not, right? I need to feel confident within myself wherever I am and be assured in myself, but also be open in that learning, right? And that understanding and things. Oh God.
That's so interesting, because as you were saying that, I was thinking, I absolutely love when I'm the dumbest one in the room. And I say it like that, which is like super mean, but like, that's how I feel. Is I'm like, I just want no responsibility. To me, that's no responsibility. And I freaking love it. Like, don't ask me a question because I don't have an answer. Yes, I love being in those rooms, because leave me alone. Right. And that's because I am all day, every day in that other role, right? Like, and I love it. I do love it, but it's the balance. That's the Libra part of me. I need that balance of feeling like somebody's just pouring into me and I'm just open, because I don't know what the hell's going on here. And that is why I'm so obsessive about learning on my own. And I no longer am held by a board where I have to do my stupid CEUs with shitty classes that didn't really teach me anything. I am out here every day, all day, learning as much as I possibly can, watching things and going, what the hell's going on here? Like, quantum mechanics is really difficult to understand. And I keep trying to, because I don't get it, and instead I don't feel bad about it. I'm just like, I just want to know. I'm thirsting for the knowledge that I don't have. I know nothing. Teach me, right? Like, I'm loving that, because I have no responsibility other than to be a sponge. And I feel that for myself right now, just like, oh, I love sponge energy over being the other part, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me, because that's an activation for me for sure, because I've always, having knowledge and wisdom means that I am protected.
Well, Well, there you have it, guys. Real time. When we already
Okay.
already did a pregame.
I know. It's like we're redoing it all over again. Thanks. We should
Look
have
at
just
us.
fucking
Yeah.
recorded the
Thanks,
pregame.
thanks, Mercury.
Yeah.
Or post shadow.
Yeah, right.
Here we go. We're falling downhill.
Yeah. So, friends, think about go look in your calendars, go look at your memories on Facebook if you have it. May 9th of 2017 through November 6th of 2018 is when the nodes were here in the past. So look at the energy that was bringing at that time and see
27 and
what's
18.
happening. Yeah, May of 2017 to November of 2018.
I left Florida in November 2018. And I knew that summer that was when it started because I was in Jersey and the shit started hitting the fan. Oh my God. Anyway.
Yeah. So go back, look at your calendar, see what happened over those 18 months, and just know that they are being highlighted again, or something unfinished part of that is coming forward, like something that is kind of hanging on and that you're like, I need to like resolve this or get rid of this or whatever. Just know that that could be coming up, but it doesn't always have to be, but just know. So yeah, fun times, friends. And so another thing, if you joined us or joined me on the 26th when Saturn went retrograde, one of the things that I want to share with you is that we're walking into this with intention. And so Saturn retrograding in Aries is redefining what strength means to us. What does it mean to be strong? What does it mean to have strength? What does it mean? And I think that it's going to be here for a long time, friends. You know, when we are in spaces, and right now the world seems like it's on fire, you know, when we feel helpless, sometimes we feel brute strength is the answer, right? Violence. We get into that space where we're like, we have to protest, we have to fight against. But sometimes it's like these micro moments where we get to stand up for ourselves, where we get to disconnect from the outcome and what we see the outcome as, and see how we can personally make changes in order to be in our own strength, in order for us to begin to chip away at the collective, right? Because ultimately Saturn is about responsibility. It's about structure, boundaries. It has to start with us, right? We can't protest, we can't advocate for others and have strength for others when we ourselves are not that strong or internally not that secure. And so it's not to say we can't do it, but we're more effective when we have done that for ourselves, right? It's the idea of, the healers, like healers are healers because they've gone through this experience. And so they're here to bring you wisdom. That's how we heal the collective, right? We take care of us first. We work through it with ourselves, and then we bring the wisdom to others. That's how we collectively find strength. That's how collectively we build strength. That's how we support each other. But and again, Big Daddy Saturn is like, dude, like you're trying to create community and you're trying to do all these things, but do you have this for yourself? Do you have your own internal community? Do you have community and support systems for yourself? How are you tending to yourself when you're anxious, when you're having panic attacks, when you're doing this? How do you tend that to for yourself? And can you support yourself and be strong when you're supporting others through the same thing? And I think Big Daddy Saturn is like saying, I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
Like,
let's just look. Let's just take a look. We're like with the, with Ebenezer Scrooge looking through the window. Like,
yeah, let's bring out the PowerPoint
the
and see some examples. Like,
yeah, let's sit down and do a review.
Yeah, let's see. Let's review some
Watch
things.
the game tapes.
Yeah. Play it back. Like,
after my hockey games, when we all hang out at Shamrocks and watch the live barn.
Yeah.
Recording of us to see our cool goal and or fight.
So, I mean, so it's just, finding our strength is also seeing where we're not in strength, where we don't have it, where we're refusing to build it, where we're neglecting where strength is needed. And so we can't, it's not that we can't assist people, but we're more effective when we're stronger within ourselves. And so again, check out where Saturn is in your chart, check out what house Aries is, and also the nodes. What house is Aquarius in? What house is Leo in? What is being amplified right now for you? It'll give you an idea. And also, it's also about just surrendering to the idea of it's going to happen anyways. You can resist and you can ignore it all you want. That is your choice. We all have autonomy. But when we see it and we're like, this is coming, I need to be open to what I'm feeling and to be intentional and to know that, oh, I'm having an activation around this. This will get you the information. It'll get you to the point where you feel secure and your sound foundation is solid a lot easier, I don't want to even say quicker because it's all process, but it's more like you'll have to review this less next time around because you're present with it. You're actually with it. So yeah. Anyways, my friends, a lot of homework for you in your astrology chart. So go check it out. But
it's the difference between memorizing to pass a test and understanding to pass a test that you can pass forever after that. Exactly. You understood it.
Exactly. Oh, friends.
Don't know where the fuck that came from because I don't ever want to go
it's perfect.
School again, but okay.
But it's a perfect analogy. Like you can memorize the tarot cards, but if you haven't lived the tarot cards, then you don't really know truly what it means to have a fool's journey.
Super true. That's why it's so difficult for me because I'm too scattered. Like, okay, anyway, we don't need to talk about tarot. Oh my God, we could go on forever.
But I think too is the process of, let me just say this because it's the process of learning tarot is to also reflect on when you have taken the journey. Because I think we think, oh, I need to take the journey with the cards, but also you've already taken the journey previously. We just need to tie into where that journey has been happening already. And so anyways, but we're not talking about tarot. Apparently.
Because I was saying, I was like, wow, we could do maybe that's our podcast. I don't know. We still don't know what we're doing for our podcast.
Yeah, no idea. So that's just how we roll. But anyways, friends, we are sending you so much love and patience, and we are here should you need to work through whatever is coming up for you, both of us, in whatever capacity that you need. We love you, and we wish you the best Saturn retrograde. Yeah, take care.
Thanks for listening.
We hope we gave you something to support your journey.
Check out our Facebook or Instagram page to connect with us.
Have a great week.